Have you guys ever wondered about a soul contract? Do you know what a soul contract is? Do you understand that there is part of your life that you signed up for before you even arrived here on earth? Well, today I'm going to explain to you all about the idea of soul contracts, explain what that has to do with manifesting, and help you to understand why the bad things that have happened to you are probably meant for you in one way or another. So if you are curious, please keep watching. Hi guys, and welcome back. My name is Jen. I am a life coach and law of attraction teacher, and you have found my YouTube channel where I upload 2 new videos for you guys each and every week, all about the art of creating your best life ever. So if you want to make sure that you don't miss out on anything, be sure to hit that subscribe button. So I always like to remind people just how powerful they are. I like to tell them that they can create any kind of life that they want for themselves. You can create any kind of life you want for yourself, but there are still certain parameters. So I don't talk about this so often on the site, but I did do a whole post once about the things you can't manifest, and that's where this comes into play. So when it comes to manifesting, are there certain things you can't manifest? The answer is yes. So if you follow the line of thinking of the law of attraction, if you think positive thoughts and only good things come to you, and something bad, quote unquote, bad happens to you, then you feel like that's your fault, right? You feel like you attracted that thing into you, like you did something wrong, and like if you had just thought better thoughts, said more positive things, then maybe this thing wouldn't have happened to you. Well, I've got news for you guys. I always like to move everyone away from superstition and come back to the practical. But today I'm going to talk about something that is actually a very spiritual concept that is the reason why sometimes bad things happen to us. And really it isn't your fault, and it isn't something that manifesting can fix. So I always try to steer people away from the idea of a fairy tale life where everything is perfect and you never have any problems again. If we didn't have any problems, if we never wanted to experience contrast, we would not have incarnated on this very human, very flawed planet, right? We are here to experience problems. We are here to experience the whole range of human emotions, and that includes the quote unquote sad ones. And I keep saying quote unquote because it is such a human thing to label things as good and bad, positive and negative. Really, they're all just emotions, and each and every single one of them has something important to tell us, right? So it's kind of nice if you can step back a little bit and stop trying to label everything good or bad and just view everything as an experience. So that is one tip, little side tip I have for you guys if you are going through something right now and you're trying to figure out why that is. But today specifically, I wanted to talk about the idea of a soul contract. And every single one of us has a soul contract. And this is the karma that we kind of come into on this life. It isn't really karma. I shouldn't use that word. I don't want to confuse you guys. But this is sort of the path that we have signed up for, right? So when we're in the spiritual world and we're all part of one consciousness, and we choose to come in here and experience separation, we choose to come to earth to experience humanity, to be given problems, to live this human existence. We are also given some things that we need to do while we're here. And those things are usually like relationship things, they're experiences. It's like we are going through something, there's a play kind of happening, right? There's a play happening, and certain people are assigned roles in your life, and they're going to come in and do certain things at certain times in order for you to have a certain experience. So one idea that goes along with this is the idea of soulmates. So we all have so many soulmates, you guys. When people get really hung up on the idea of looking for their romantic soulmate, you're kind of missing the point of a soulmate. A soulmate is your best friend, it's your mom, it's your brother, your sister, it's your really good friends. These are people that are key influencers in your life, and it is very likely that you have incarnated with them over and over and over again. So this time you are the daughter Next time your mom will be the daughter. Next time you'll be the dog. Like it will keep going like that, and we'll keep playing these different roles in this human world as we keep going through it. But because we have these like long-term soul relationships with these people that right now here we don't recognize, because we're given sort of a magic pill when we're born into this world where we forget everything. We forget the deal. We forget that we've been here before. We forget everything. We start all over fresh. We don't realize that these things are, it's kind of an act. It's kind of a play. We're doing this over and over again, and we're experiencing these things together in order to facilitate growth. So that might mean that you have an abusive romantic relationship with somebody and you get out of it. Maybe that person is part of your soul contract. Maybe they were here to, I'm not saying that anyone would ever deserve abuse of any kind, but sometimes those experiences are part of the deal, right? It was part of the contract that we signed up for. And ultimately that experience made you a certain kind of person, and it made you think of yourself in a different way. And maybe your challenge is to learn how to love yourself despite having had this experience. So I want you guys to get out of thinking that everything is within our control. Some things are within our control. Most things are within our control. And I believe we have so much more control than we were ever given a right to believe, right? We have so much more control than we were brought up to believe. But you can't get out of the soul contract stuff. That means if you have the soul contract with a sibling to have a fight at the age of 25, someone's going to steal a bunch of money from you, that's going to happen. That was already signed up for. That doesn't mean that you did something wrong. It doesn't mean you did something wrong. It's part of the journey. It's part of the play. And you were kind of meant to have this shitty experience. And it wasn't just so that it could be shitty. It was ultimately for your growth. It was ultimately for you to learn something and move on from. So I hope that this understands, like there's many parts of our soul contract that we cannot change. And that includes where and who we were born to. Like you do get a little bit of choice in what family you can incarnate into on this planet, but it's not like you get to choose from everybody, otherwise we'd all be royal babies, right? No, we get a choice between certain families in certain areas, and each one is going to have pros and cons, because of course there's nothing perfect, right? We're coming back and we're going to be trying to reincarnate with people that we've met before, right? With our soul family. So if something really terrible has happened to you, I really just want you to know that it isn't your fault. You didn't do anything wrong. You probably couldn't have gotten out of it. This experience was probably meant for you, but ultimately meant for your growth, not meant to punish you, okay? So this is just a shift in thinking, and we have all had bad experiences. We've all had things we wish had gone a certain different direction. And like, I think back to some of my most devastating moments, and honestly, I would not be sitting here talking to you guys right now if I hadn't experienced those things. And I know when you're in the moment, it's really hard to remember that. It's really hard to see outside of the pain and to understand that there's a bigger picture, but there really is a bigger picture. And we are here for a reason, and we are here to experience life in its full spectrum, warts and all. So please take this to heart. Don't feel like you're being punished. Remember that you have a soul contract. Just keep that in mind. Just don't get bitter about it. And this will give you so much peace along your journey. I really hope this video helps you guys out. I hope this has expanded your mind a little bit. I feel like YouTube is a place where I can talk about these more esoteric, spiritual concepts, and I think you guys can really have fun with this. I think you can get a lot out of it. So I'm gonna get into some weirder things as I keep going, because I've just kind of muted myself on the weirder stuff. So this is just a little taste, you guys. We're just getting started. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you liked this, give it a like. If you want to hear more from me, hit that subscribe button. It's right there. Go on, do it. And if you want to learn more about me, come on over to the site. I have an amazing library of free resources for you guys, including a free manifesting class, a free money manifesting class. You want to come on over and join if you want to get involved in that. So I'll leave a link in the description box below to make sure that you can do that right away. Thank you guys again for watching. I'll be back here in the next video. So until then, have an amazing week, and just remember, get ready for the miracle. See you guys.